Stream is offline. But is it, though? Is it really? Starting. Let's see here. Stream is offline, but is it offline? I feel like the stream isn't working. Oh, there we are. Guess it was on the wrong server. All right. Okay, so here we are. Let me go over to the cues. Nope. All right, here we go. Should probably also tweet it at some point. That might work out. Yep. And there we are. Okay. So, this stream was supposed to happen earlier this week, but my old computer couldn't do it. Also, I like hitting my head on this, apparently. But yeah, my old computer could not stream. It wasn't working out. So, I had to rebuild my computer, which you can't see, but it's right over there, and it's pretty. And, yeah, I had to completely rebuild that over the past 2 days, and now I can stream. So, this stream is just going to be answering the questions from my previous video, and any questions that you guys might have and stuff like that. Hong Kong motherfucker, what's up? Dragon Zord and Home of Anime, what's going on, guys? So yeah, this is just a little Q&A. If you have any questions, throw them down there in the chat. And yeah, I'm gonna start answering from the previous video first to get those out of the way. There's a few of them I already answered, most of them not so much. So here we go. Comments are currently unavailable. Why wouldn't they be? All right, excellent. Go Creator Studio. Let's see here. Okay. All right. There we are. Sure. All right. Full Metal Massify says that they're new to the channel through my Pokemon review, of all things, and they like my content. Keep up the good work, and they don't mind the long reviews. It's not so much a question, but I appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll try. Anime Bros, nice video, bro. Thank you. Nipa every day says I'll give you a try. I appreciate that. Let's see here. There we are. I think you're a fine guy, honestly, though. Your Hataraku Mausama review made me smile since you liked it and recommend it to everyone. I think that Noragami review was funny as heck, too. I hope that Steins Gate review is good. It have potential as well, too. I could really tell. But yeah, I mean, the Steins Gate review is going to be long. It's going to be like 22 minutes. I actually have it open in Premiere right now. It's going to be a hell of a review. It's going to be long. I don't know if everyone's going to like it, because Steins Gate seems kind of very divisive in the anime community. Like, some people really love it, some people really hate it. Nobody just kind of goes, oh, it's okay. They either like it or they hate it. So when you deal with those kind of animes, you're going to have kind of a divisive view on it. Congrats on 1,000 subs. Was one genre you want to see in anime form? Thank you, first off. And one genre that I want to see in anime form. That is good. Damn, that's a real good question. One genre that I want to see in anime form. I kind of want to see horror done right. I feel like they haven't done horror right a lot in anime. I mean, you have maybe 4 or 5 things I can legitimately say, oh wow, that was creepy, but yeah, I think they need to hand horror over to somebody who like knows the genre really, really well, and maybe have them write it up and direct it and stuff like that, but still keep their production in the hands of the anime studios. Because again, horror just hasn't been done right in anime to me. So I'd like to see it. I mean, you have things like, you know, Higurashi, another, God, what else? Boogie Pop Phantom, I guess. You know, some of Satoshi Kon stuff can be horror, but yeah, for the most part, horror is the genre that I want to see done right. I mean, they've done it before, but I want it done right. Let's see here. Next up, best thing. Oh, here's best thing about the snob these days from Rickety Rex Son is that he's giving recognition to known anime reviewers with more constructive and critical content than what can be found on his channel. I agree to disagree with that one. And yours is no different. Your reviews are great. Thank you. Keep up the good work, and hope your subscriber count continues to rise. So do I, sir. And honestly, I mean, I like the snob. I like his content. I don't agree with everything he says, because, you know, he's very divisive as well, so it's kind of hard to agree with everything he says. But I personally like his stuff, and I appreciate everything he's done. I mean, without him, we wouldn't be having this stream. This wouldn't be happening right now. So thank you to the snob, honestly. And I don't think that's the only good thing about him. I think there's a lot more. Who's this cute little lesbian and how tight is? Appreciate it. Appreciate that you said those words to me. Is sewn shut tight enough? I feel like sewn shut should be the correct answer there. Or maybe never opened? I don't know. You decide. Shin, have you watched Saint Seiya? No, I have not. Is it any good? Let me know on that one. Let's see here. Personally, I like longer reviews from Dragon Zord. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that they like the longer reviews, but like when you look into the analytics, you start to see that the video retention doesn't get as, you know, they don't really stick through all the way some of the times. And plus, it'll take me longer to make a long review, obviously, because all the editing that goes into all my reviews. So I feel like maybe making a shorter review might be better in the long run, because then I'd be able to produce more content. So let's see here. My question: which is your favorite review to work on prior to, or even start making this Steins Gate review? From Poke Emblem. My favorite review to work on prior to and including Steins Gate has been Gurren Lagann. I had a buddy who was watching me through my webcam as I filmed on my camcorder. I had my webcam set on top of my camcorder, and he was directing me essentially, and he helped me write a little bit of it and gather assets. So that was kind of the first project wherein I got to work with somebody, and it was really cool, and I think it turned out well. It's probably my favorite review that I've worked on, and my favorite review after having, you know, had time to step away from it and rewatch it again. I'm like, this is pretty good. So that's probably my favorite. Have you heard about the Godzilla anime adaptation? I have, heard of something of that nature. And I mean, they've done it before. There's been other Godzilla anime style things. I don't know, man. I don't know. It depends on what they do with it. Because it could go kind of the 90s Godzilla cartoon way, which was, you know, it was whatever. It was average at best. I mean, it was something that could provide entertainment, but it could also go the 90s Godzilla movie way, where it's just really bad and overbloated. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. I'm going to have to wait to, you know, reserve judgment on that till I see it. What's up, Born to Run? How you doing, sir? Favorite anime of summer 2016. If I'm being honest, I haven't kept up with seasonal this year because I've been dealing with trying to fix my computer and make content, write a novel, which is another whole other thing. But yeah, I haven't been able to keep up with seasonal yet. I think the witch one. What the hell is that called? The Flying Witch. I have it written up there because I have like a list of anime that I'm going to review. But Flying Witch, did that come out in the summer? Because if that came out in the summer, that would probably be my answer. I really enjoyed that. Did you pay the snob $30 to review Mob Psycho 100? Keep up the good work, man. From Otaku. That comes from a question that I was asked as to whether or not I would review Mob Psycho 100 with the snob. And it seems like people are saying, oh, you know, he'll only do Mob Psycho 100 if he gets a certain amount of money or whatever. I'd be willing to do that. It's up to the snob, though. I know he's busy over the next couple months, so if I do review Mob Psycho, I'll put it off until I can review it with the snob. And we'll see if we can make something happen. Because I know I'm down to do a collaborative thing, and I know he's relatively down. It's just a time thing for both of us, kind of. What's up, Freezax? What's going on? Cool. That's what I need. I don't know why people are calling me right now. Let's find out. Put you on the stream. My buddy wants me to put him. All right. Yeah, okay. All right, well, I'm going to bring in a buddy, I guess. If you could pick one anime to get live action movie, which would you pick? One anime to get a
What up, Shinto Genesis?
What's going on? This is my buddy Op. He runs a channel about mostly Tekken-related fighting game stuff. He's freaking awesome, and he does a great Morgan Freeman. But to answer your question, if you could pick one anime to get a live-action movie, which would you pick? To get a live-action movie... See, a series and a movie are kind of... I would rather lean towards series, personally, but in terms of a live-action movie, I think Barefoot Gen, because it would fuck a lot of people up in the head. It would be hilarious, and also incredibly sad. Yeah, that's my answer. So, what's going on, Op?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing
congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. I am drinking a Four Loko, and I just finished the whole thing.
Right on. You should put some Four Loko in a Super Soaker with Soko, because it all rhymes.
Yeah. Well, I just want to tell you, congratulations on 1,000 damn subscribers. That is a very good milestone. So, my question is,
yes, sir.
I saw that you were doing this live stream. My question is, now that you're at 1,000 subscribers, what are your plans for the future?
My plans for the future. That's a really good one. Well, right now I'm finishing up the Steins Gate review. Then I'm going to do a couple of not specifically review videos talking about like why I don't review like subbed anime. I only review dubbed, and also like why I don't take the manga into account. Just various videos that I think are kind of important to specify about my reviews, things like that. And then I'm going to go a little bit more into the writing side of media, not necessarily just about anime, but like for instance, my one video that I've had in my head and I've been working on is basically making what in my opinion was the worst video of this year better, what they could have done to make it a good movie. And that movie was X-Men Apocalypse, so a little bit of a spoiler alert there, but yeah, basically just kind of I rewrote the script, and I'm going to kind of go through point by point and say, hey, this movie could have been good, here's why it wasn't.
Well, you're a man with a plan. I think that's
yes. Yes,
I think you're taking the right route here.
Thank you.
With your goals, and I hope that you reach all of your... I can't fucking form words right now, but basically I'm saying, you know, I wish you the best, and I hope you 1,000 more, and that you just keep on growing, and that you keep on doing your thing, because I know that you work hard, you work a long time on your videos just like I do.
Yeah,
so I hope you get as famous and as relevant as you wish.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I really do appreciate it, man, because you're one of the guys who was kind of an inspiration to me, because you had way more subscribers when we did this podcast. You can find it on the channel if you're listening, but we did this podcast together where we talked about YouTube, and you had way more subscribers, and you were still totally down to do it, and you did like a Morgan Freeman impersonation. You were just so down to earth. It was so awesome. It was so awesome.
That was pretty cool. I mean, I had never done a podcast at that point, and then I went on to do my own 3-episode podcast kind of afterwards. So I already had practice. I had kind of got the inspiration to do my podcast after I was on yours. So thank you for that inspiration.
No, dude, you helped inspire me, to be honest.
Yeah, so we're an inspiration to each other, which is how this YouTube game works. You make friends, you inspire one another, you grow together, you kind of do things in your own way, and you grow your own family, your own YouTube family, and that's how it goes.
Very true. That's absolutely true. Shao Vertica, I think is what it says. No Monogatari review, not yet. Not yet. Who the fuck is talking? This is Op. He does like his channel revolves mostly around fighting games, Tekken in particular. He does great voiceover stuff. He's hilarious. Go ahead and drop your channel link in the description if you want to get people over there, because I mean it's a really good channel. It's just he's a great guy. He's helped out a lot with this channel.
I'm not supposed to drop my channel link in your damn description.
No, not in the description. I'm sorry, in the chat. In the description, my fucking god. I haven't been awake too long right now. Right?
It's okay. I'm drinking, so we're both kind of messed up. But right. I'll go ahead and say it verbally. Okay. It's YouTube. Wow, I feel like such an asshole for like coming on your stream and saying my own stuff. But anyway, YouTube.com/AWP Williams. That's Op Williams. Everybody should know how to spell Williams if you can. I mean, something must be wrong with you. AWP Williams. I do Tekken theory and lore on my channel. Essentially, nobody else really goes into Tekken as much as I do. Mm-hmm. And I found out the mysteries. Everybody compares me to game theory, except, Tekken theory. So you can kind of draw your own comparisons there. But I think I do a pretty good job, and everybody loves it. And I'm kind of working on a new episode right now. And I saw that Shinto Genesis was doing his own thing. I kind of just came to this thing to mess with him. But yeah, that's what I do. And he likes me. I like him. So, I'm just here to support him and everything.
Right on. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, man. All right, so, let's see here. Oh, FreezeX. Did the podcast with me. Yeah, FreezeX was also in that podcast. He's been
FreezeX.
Yeah, he's in the chat right now. He does Nintendo 64 reviews and comparisons. He calls it his Versus series, where he has one game go against another, decides which one's better. It's freaking phenomenal. He's been getting a lot of subscribers, a lot of love. Totally deserves it. If you guys are into N64, you guys are into the nostalgic days and shit like that of video games, check out FreezeX. Trust me, he's the best. We've done so much crossover stuff. If you watched my Pokemon anime review, he was in that. So, what is up, Persona Simon? How you doing, sir? There we go. All right, now to answer some of the other comments from the other video. Let's see here. I'm new to your channel, looks pretty well. I think that JoJo retards don't have enough taste to value Steins Gate. I don't know about that. I know a lot of people who like JoJo and like Steins Gate. I've never gotten into JoJo because I didn't want to spend that kind of time. But I know people who like both. I'm not sure about that. The most important question in anime, Oscar or Ray, I already answered that by saying Shinji. We're talking about who we want dead. And, oh, that's right. He wanted me to do a fuck, marry, kill. Would you like to do a fuck, marry, kill?
Sure, why not?
Okay. He wants to do a fuck, marry, kill with Oscar, Ray, and Shinji. I guess we could start with that.
Who the hell are Oscar, Ray, and Shinji?
Oh, you haven't seen Evangelion?
That's like when I passed up.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Why'd you switch from short to long reviews? Honestly, because I didn't feel like I was getting to say enough in my short reviews. It felt like I didn't have the time to explain everything that I wanted to say, and a lot of people would complain about that. Oh, you forgot this, you forgot that, you forgot this. I'm like, no, I didn't forget that. I just cut it out for time. So I ended up making longer reviews. Now I'm going to try to kind of shorten it all, just tighten it up a little bit. Just tighten it up. So, okay. What anime series have you watched?
I mean, you want a list?
Just shoot me a couple names.
I mean, like, there's the mainstream stuff. There's a couple of things I watched on my own that weren't so mainstream. Whatever's on Netflix at the time, whatever I can find on my short subscription to what's it called?
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, Crunchyroll. Mm-hmm. So it's just whatever pops up in the feed.
No.
Yeah, whatever people kind of relay me over to, I just pick it up. I was watching Card Captor Sakura. I mean, everybody watches Dragon Ball Z,
Oh,
Sailor
gosh.
Moon,
Right.
the classics. I mean, I watched all of Death Note, I think, maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, no, it's good. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How about let's see here. Okay. Fuck Mary Kill. L, Light, and Goku. Let's do it. Let's do it.
L, Light, and Goku. Okay. Fuck, Mary Kill. Okay. I would have to kill L because, I mean, if I have possession of the Death Note,
Mhm.
L wants to kill me.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so, as smart as he is, I hate to get rid of someone with that much knowledge and that much integrity and that much skill. I mean, he kind of just has to go.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole time you're, in the series, Light is trying to get rid of him because he's a little bit too smart. He's stepping on his toes. So I kind of have to go with Light on this one to say kill L because that's inevitably what happens to him anyway. Spoiler alert. Sorry. So I have to kill L and fucking marry Goku and Goku and Light.
Mhm.
I would never dream about living in a world without light. Yes, that would be dark. Cut it out. It's just crazy. I would have to.
I'll get to your guys' questions as soon as we're done with this part. I have to hear this.
Okay. So I would marry Goku because he's gonna teach me his techniques. He's like the strongest person in the universe, and he goes easy on people he thinks deserve to, have them, to go easy on them. And I feel like he would teach me to the point where I would get nearly as strong as him, and eventually I could become, go one-on-one and with him, and we can go all out and we can fight just like him and Lord Beerus.
Right. That's
all right. And then what's left?
L.
Light.
Oh no, that's right. You killed L. Okay.
I killed L. So, and I married Goku, so I'd have to fuck Light because it's like wham bam, thank you, ma'am. He's a good dude to hang around for a little while, but inevitably he's trying to kill you.
That's true.
So it's like, all right, so I'll taste a little bit of your power. We're gonna hang out for a little while. We're gonna go to the movies. We're gonna eat some popcorn. We're gonna lay on the couch, Netflix, and chill. But after a little while, you got to go.
Right.
And I'm just gonna go my own little way. Don't write my name in your Death Note. See you later.
Yeah. All right, just don't write my name up. It'd just be completely anonymous sex. It'd be like you got him on what's that shit called, Grinder? Just completely anonymous. You guys met in a bathroom stall. Yep.
Is it like call this number for a good time and not the Light calls the number? It's like, oh yeah, man, how you doing? Yeah, you want to go hang gliding?
You want to go hang gliding? That's a euphemism. Dragon Sword says he needs some advice.
Oh god.
I always have trouble getting the energy and motivation to do something or stick with the plan. Has this happened to you, and any advice on how to shake it? I haven't made a proper video in 4 months, so yes, it's happened to me. For the first month, it was me just like living in a stew of depression and not wanting to get up and do shit. So yeah, I know what that's about. Honestly, for me, getting up, forcing myself to exercise even for like 20 minutes really gets the blood going, and then I get some coffee, and watching things that inspire me. What got me back into making stuff and made me go, I'm gonna fucking bust out this Steins Gate review, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and come up with all these plans, was actually watching Clerks, because Kevin Smith motivates me, because he came up from nothing. Dude came up from fucking nothing in Jersey and was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking make a movie and you can't stop me, haha, eat my dick. And then he became super popular. People hate him now, but his original shit was amazing, and he's still super inspirational. When you hear him talk, dude's all about inspiration. So that's what I do. I watch things that motivate me, and then I exercise, I drink coffee, and I buckle down and just do what I can. Music also really good for that. Depending on the music, you don't want to sit there and be listening to My Immortal and shit and trying to fucking kill yourself. How much longer does it take you to do a long review compared to a short one? A short one I can do one a week. In like a 5-10 minute review, I could probably bust one out a week. Long ones, it's been a month.
I can bust one out a week.
I can bust one out a week.
Let me get out of here before I ruin your stream. I gotta go work on something too.
All right, man. All right.
Off,
peace. Everybody.
Bust one out a week. Hashtag bust one out a week, guys.
Make it trend.
Peace out, man.
Later, man. All right. Biggest anime disappointments for you guys. Samurai Deeper Kill, hands down 100%. If you guys don't know what Samurai Deeper Kyo is, it was a pretty good manga that was basically about a guy who potentially had an ancient samurai living in him. We don't know if that's the case or not. I'm not going to spoil anything. It seems like it's the case, might not be. The point is, it was a really cool little manga that I read, like, the whole entire thing. Then I was like, oh my god, there's an anime of it. Saw the anime, was disappointed because it turned into Sailor Moon. He was like, Moon Tiara, fuck you! And every episode just ended with Moon Tiara, fuck you, except it was with a blade. It was insanely disappointing. I couldn't tolerate it, and I'll probably end up doing some kind of review, some kind of video about it eventually. It's fucking disappointing. L rarely showers, never fucked this guy. Yeah, but he would also be incredibly grateful, and you might only have to do it once. So you gotta think about everything. But maybe I don't know if I can get past the showering thing. How big is Snob's dick? I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. Yep. I'm gonna say 112 inches. That sounds fair. That's a Greek measurement. Have you ever watched The Vision of Escaflowne? I watched the series of Escaflowne, and I watched the movie. I don't know if either of them are called The Vision, but I enjoyed it when I was a kid. When I was in high school, I watched both of them all the way through. I still own the movie somewhere. I don't know which one's called The Vision. It just says Escaflowne on all my shit, so I'm not sure. L dies. Nope. We'll say no. Marry Goku. He's never at home anyways. That's a good point, and also you don't want to fuck him because he'll probably kill you with his dick. I would kill Goku just to end Dragon Ball Super. That's a fair assessment. From everything I've heard, I haven't... See, since GT, I haven't been able to reattach to Dragon Ball. I just haven't, because GT fucked it so bad for me that I kind of am scared to try and even fuck with Super. Plus, I hear, like, the good and the bad of it, so a lot of the bad, essentially. And I can't fuck with it. So, to end Dragon Ball Super? But, I mean, is it really going to end Dragon Ball Super, though? Because Goku's died before. It's not even a big thing for the guy. He'll be alright. Fuck spoilers on Death Note. Can't kill Goku since Dragon Balls are a thing. Exactly. And Senzu Beans and Dende and everything else. Well, damn, Gabe, I was almost about to miss this live stream. Editing this fucking video is killing me. Yeah, I know how you feel, JC. I know how you feel. Kevin Smith is a badass. Was actually just watching a discussion video about his best movies. Yeah. If you want to get motivated, if you really want to get just fucking rock hard for whatever it is you're working on, listen to Kevin Smith talk about his passion and just everything that he's into and how he gets motivated and how he writes and why he hasn't stopped writing even if people fucking want him to. Like, the guy is a fucking inspiration. He'll get you there. He'll make you go, oh, you know what? Fuck yeah, let's do this. So, if you have the drive, he'll really kind of put it into gear for you and get you going. If you don't have the drive, then, it's a little bit more difficult. What is one franchise you overanalyze to no end? Mine involves Rubber Suited Monsters. One franchise I overanalyze to no end. I overanalyze. I could say Gurren Lagann, honestly, because there's just so much to analyze about it. It's either... Okay, I don't know if it's either a very deep show, which was done very intentionally, or a very surface level show that people have taken to mean much deeper things than it is, just like Evangelion. Both of them could be seen either way. And both of them I've overanalyzed quite a bit in my own mind, essentially, and talking with others. Yeah. So, I'd say those are probably my two answers. You could probably put Serial Experiments Lane in there, too. Did you ever watch his college speech about Prince? Hell yeah! Come on, I've watched everything Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith's new film sucks, though. I haven't seen Yoga Hosers, so I can't speak to that. Some people say it sucks, some people say it doesn't. Sometimes I like movies that other people say suck, so I don't know. Wasn't a fan of Tusk. Red State was okay, I guess. Yeah, so I mean, it's hit and miss with Kevin Smith. I love the guy dearly, but I'm not gonna lie. It's very hit and miss with the guy. Jay and Silent Bob, yeah, Phantoms was the bomb, yo! No, yeah, Jay and Silent Bob was the shit. Fuck, motherfuck. Yep. Love it. Absolutely adore it. So back to the comments real quick. Actually, I think Jay and Silent Bob is my favorite strict comedy of all time, which is something that most people probably wouldn't say. Came because of snobs, stayed because you didn't praise every show like fucking Second Coming of Christ. Yeah, I mean, you have to be honest. That's the thing. When you're reviewing something, when you're looking at it critically, you have to be honest. If you can't look at something and see why people love it and why people don't love it, then you don't have the critical thinking required to be a reviewer. That's how I see it. That's why I don't completely shit on something and I don't completely praise something, because there is good to be had by everything, even if I don't agree with it. If other people take good from it, I can see that and I can respect that. I don't have to fucking agree with it. Like, for instance, something I hate, like No Game No Life. I know that other people like it. I know that other people have, valid reasons to them for liking it. I don't agree with it, but you have to be able to see the good and the bad. And there is no second coming of Christ when it comes to anime. I don't even technically have a favorite anime because nothing has been so good that it's like impacted my life in this great big way. There have been movies that have done that. There have been television shows that have done that. There have been songs that have done that. So far, there has not been one anime that I can say that's me. That's a part of me. There's a few of them that loosely tie into who I am, but there's not one that just feels so right that it like becomes a part of me essentially. Let's see here. Haven't looked into the newer films, been stuck with this films like Mallrats and Dogma. Yes, Mallrats and Dogma are the shit. Chasing Amy, Clerks 1, Clerks 2. Fuck, man. His old shit's amazing. Dogma is amazing. Shintao, what are your top 10 anime? Okay. Because I don't have a favorite, there's really no order here, and I'm actually going to do a video about why each of these are in my top 10 and etc, etc. But let's go with Baccano. Is the one that I tell everybody is my favorite because it's just the easiest. People either go, what's Baccano? And then I get to explain to them what Baccano is. Or they go, yeah, I can understand why Baccano is your favorite. So Baccano is kind of the one that I tell everybody. Baccano, Fruits Basket, Zoid's New Century. There's something that nobody's going to expect. Clannad, don't care. I understand the ending and all the people's reasons for not liking it. It made an emotional impact on me, and that is something that is very fucking rare. To be able to do that is good writing, in my opinion, to really make an emotional impact. Other shows have tried, failed. Clannad did it. What else? Trigun was my favorite anime for a long fucking time. Years and years and years. Let's see here. Damn. Thinking about anime now. And trying to remember what my other 5 are. Steins Gate was in my list. Lately, it's kind of been falling out a little bit. You might see some of that in the review, so I'm not going to spoil it. But for a time, Steins Gate was in the list. We can keep it in there. Then I guess, I don't know. Princess Mononoke. What the hell do I have over here? Oh, Great Teacher Onizuka is definitely one of them. Full Metal Alchemist, Fully Cooley. There's a good list. I'll do a proper top 10 or top 11 list at some point. Marvel Netflix shows. What is your opinion on them if you've seen them? The Netflix Marvel shows have some of the best shows, period. In my opinion. At least of the past few years. Daredevil seasons 1 and 2, fucking amazing. Jessica Jones, my favorite personal Marvel show. Period. Just Marvel show. Luke Cage, not a fan. Probably gonna get a lot of hate on that one, but it wasn't that good. It was kind of boring. I mean, the dude, he's impenetrable. They make spinning. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I have a lot of problems with Luke Cage. Let's just put it that way. Not the character, not at all. Love him, love the comics, love Heroes for Hire, love the Defenders. Not a fan of the show, although the actor was fucking amazing. What is your thoughts on the biggest importance of making an anime review? Probably know your answer. I think it makes for a great discussion. Okay. My thoughts on the biggest importance of making an anime review is be objective. Don't let your stupid personal thoughts get into it. I mean, you can, and that can become something entertaining, but it's not a review. It's usually a rant. When you let like your emotions come into it, it's usually a rant or it's fanboying. If you're talking about a strict review, you got to be objective. You got to understand why people like something and why people hate something. Because even if you're trying to tear it to the ground, if you hate it and despise it more than anything, you're not going to be able to properly destroy something until you understand it. Until you understand why people love it. Because then you can attack the things they love. Naruto. No. Top 10. Devil's Part-Timer. Yeah. Devil's Part-Timer is probably one of my favorite sitcom-style animes. That and Famufu. Do you believe in linear time or multi-universe theory? I believe that I'm not smart enough to make that decision. I'm a cocky, arrogant son of a bitch, but I'm not arrogant enough to say that I know, or that I believe one way or the other. What I would like to believe is multi-universe. I would love to believe that, but I don't know. Steve Bloom or Crispin Freeman? Steve Bloom. Love the man. Love him to death. Fucking amazing. Haven't seen Luke Cage, and damn Panda will be messaging you soon. Sorry Panda. Hype for Iron Fist show. Yeah, I'm pretty down for Danny. Man, I've been kind of a fan of Iron Fist. I'm more of a Daredevil guy, like big time, but I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped for that. The Defenders, the whole coming together. I mean, Luke Cage was a bridge to get there. I would have liked to have seen some Iron Fist shit in Luke Cage because, I mean, they showed some Luke Cage shit in Jessica Jones, you know, and they showed Rosario Dawson in Daredevil, and she carried over, and it's like, come on, give us a little bit. I mean, in Daredevil, they technically showed a little bit of the Iron Fist thing with the serpent tattoos and stuff, whatever. Anyways, I would have liked to see more in that in Luke Cage. Anime Gone Wrong series might be on the borderline. Iron Fist, yas. You said yes, I say yas, because it irritates me. Let's see here. Sucks to hear about the technical from Light Lelouch. Sucks to hear about technical difficulties you're having. As for the length, I personally don't mind whatever length. He's talking about video length, not penis size. A video is, so long as content is good. I do think it's a fair concern since not everyone has the same retention span. So there's then there's also offline life to take into account for viewership. Yes, Young Frankenstein is a comedic classic. Life, do you hear me? Give my creation life. As for interesting questions, I would ask, what eats up most of your time? This is a good question. What eats up most of your time when making a video? Also, if you find a series of average and lesser quality to be a waste of time, do you think they have any value? Then finally, if you balance viewing good series by also seeing bad series. I'll answer the last one first. Yes, I balance good series and bad series. I watch whatever, as long as it's not long form. Like, if it has more than 50 episodes, I find it more difficult to try and watch because, you know, I'm trying to write reviews and stuff like that, so I try to consume more different types of content than a capita of one content, I guess, or just a large volume of one content. I'd rather consume smaller volumes of various content. Let's see here. If you find a series of average... Oh my god. If you find a series of average and lesser quality to be a waste of time, do you think they have any value? Yeah. I think every series has value, if only to know how not to make something. That's why, like, when I see Screen Junkies movie fights, for anybody that watches that, and they're trying to, like, somebody has to defend, like, The Last Airbender or something, I always think to myself, like, why aren't you saying this is a good movie to watch so you know what not to make? That's how I feel about certain anime. Like, you should watch this so that you know what bad is, so that you can understand why this is bad, and it can lead you to a better understanding of why something is good, or to be more critical of a different show, because now you know what bad looks like. That's my kind of thing. Let's see here. Did you answer my question, nerd? No, I'm actually right at your question right now. Worst technical difficulties aside from the most recent one. With my Legend of Korra review, I had to film it 3 times because the whole entire hard drive got deleted twice. That pissed me the fuck off. What about art is the art is subjective argument? Art is subjective, but effort isn't. Effort and work. You can see something with a high frame rate, and it's easier to fool your eye in the movement. Whereas something with a low frame rate that's not done choppily on purpose for like some kind of comedic effect is seen as cheap because less work and less effort went into it. There is an argument for subjectivity in art, but there's also an argument for effort. And I feel like it's a tough distinction to make because people, you know, are going to argue this is subjective, and we could do that all day long. People could always say, fucking humor subjective, art subjective, frame rate, storyline subjective, everything's subjective. So no argument means anything then, if that's what we're doing. We can't do that. We have to be able to objectively say what is good and what is bad based on some kind of parameters. Because if you don't do that, then people just will make any fucking thing, and reviews and criticism will no longer matter because it's subjective, so your opinion doesn't matter. And basically a lot of people will be out of a fucking job, essentially. I feel like it's good to try and spread a knowledge, a base knowledge at least, of what good writing is, of what good character development is, or at least be able to explain why you think these things are good. If you're just sitting there saying, well, it's subjective, then you don't have a good point. You have an infallible case. Like, somebody can't say, oh, your opinion doesn't... They can say it, but it's not going to hold any weight because opinion is infallible. So you have a good infallible case for yourself, but you have no backup. You have no spine because you cannot support the weight of your argument. That's kind of my problem with that. Let's see here. Gabe, since you reach 1K, what will be your future plans for this channel? I actually already answered that, but I'm going to be doing a couple of rewriting scripts for Hollywood movies and stuff like that, and kind of pitching my idea as to how a movie could have been better. I'm also going to talk about sub versus dub. I'm going to talk about referencing manga in the anime, as in somebody saying, oh, well, you can't say the anime is bad because the manga was good. I'm going to explain why that's stupid. And various other videos of that nature, plus a couple more reviews. Tits or ass? Legs. And eyes. Serious question, boobs or butt? Legs. And eyes. Art is subjective, it's such a tough subject. Yeah, anime movie fights would be interesting. I think they're actually starting something like that, and I would fucking love to be on it. If anybody saw our old Anime Royale stuff on the Otaku, I'd love to be on it. Art isn't entirely subjective. I agree with that. Gabe looks, someone wants to revisit the past with the Otaku. Yes, JC got it. Bad romance or bad comedy, which is worse? Bad comedy can be laughed at anyways. Like, I've laughed at a bad comedy because it's so fucking stupid. Like movie 43 or whatever the hell it was called. Some of it was so stupid you had to laugh at it. Bad romance, you have no emotional investment, no emotional ties. You don't give a fuck. You're just sitting there and forced to wait. Whereas bad comedy, you can find something. You can laugh at the stupidity of it. Whereas bad romance, it's just awkward as fuck. Have you seen Under the Dog? No. I don't know what the hell that is. Pessimist or optimist? Realist. Does retro always win, or is modern anime shit? Does retro always win, or is modern anime shit? Retro does not always win. And modern anime is not entirely shit. There have been some really good things to have come out of both. Again, you have to take the good and take the bad. You take them both, and there you have. I'm not gonna do that. But anyways, it's a tough argument. Because modern anime, a lot of it does seem to adhere to a very specific set of rules. In terms of writing, the main character cannot have a personality anymore. They have to be a stand-in for anybody. They have to, be gods, this, that, the other thing. There's, a harem anime it's a big thing now. It used to be its own genre with, like, Tenchi and Love Hina and shit like that. Now, harem animes are the norm with Sword Art Online and fucking everything. So they've taken things that they found to work, and they've pushed it through. So modern anime can be absolute shit, but retro anime can be absolute shit too. So, you have to look at it objectively. I think there's been some really good modern... I mean, also, what do you consider modern? I still consider Gurren Lagann modern, because I'm old as fuck. Whereas other people wouldn't. So, it depends on what you consider modern, what you consider retro. Let's see here. Marideri? Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. Great answer about art is subjective. Thank you. What motivated you to start a YouTube channel? Honestly, I was at Anime Expo one year, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking around and I'm like, all of these people love anime. And all of these people potentially would watch somebody talk about anime. And I've been on camera like my whole life. I write for a living. Why am I not doing this? This is like all these people would watch and I'd have a huge audience. Of course, that hasn't panned out, but this was my thought process. And I'm thinking to myself, I've seen other anime reviewers. At this time, it was like Bennett the Sage and Arcada. And I'm like, I could probably do better than them. I think I could do better than them. Probably not now. In retrospect, I'm thinking maybe not so much. But at the time, that's kind of what got me into it. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to see how it goes, how it takes me. There's a huge audience for it. And it's something that I'm passionate about and passionate about talking about. And at the time, I was a little bit arrogant, thinking that I could, outdo Arcada and the big boys. But, who knows? That still remains to be seen. Maybe one day I'll make it that far. What makes a good fight to you? Subpar animation with a good story behind it, or great animation with subpar story? Story is first and foremost. Story and characters are first and foremost. Fuck animation, fuck sound. That's me. I don't care as much about animation or sound as I ever will about story and characters, because that's what gets you emotionally invested. That's what makes you want to stay around. You can stay around and look at the pretty pictures all you want, but you're going to forget about it. You're going to forget about each of those characters' names. You're going to forget about their motivations. You're going to forget about their plot line. You might remember a pretty fight, but that's all you're going to remember. You're going to remember one moment. But a good series, a good book, a good movie, a good show, a good anime is made up of thousands of moments, thousands of frames, thousands of words, thousands of just moments, and you need to be able to look at that as a whole, and each of those moments needs to matter and needs to lead into the next moment, as opposed to a small bundle of moments that just look pretty. I'd rather have something that leaves a lasting, impactful message, a lasting, impactful emotion on me. I'd rather have something that I can remember and something that I can take with me, as opposed to something that's just, that was pretty. What are you doing for a living? More detailed answer. I work, currently, I don't want there's some things I can't talk about because of projects that are forthcoming, but My main source of income right now, we'll put it that way, is working to take care of older people. People who are invalid, can't take care of themselves, that can't get out of bed, things of that nature. I basically cook, clean, do all that stuff for them. I'm kind of like, I give them their pills, take them to their doctor's appointments, those kind of things. It's called in-home social services. That's what I do. So right now, that's what I'm doing. I also have been a writer / ghostwriter for many years. Now, however, I'm possibly getting something done in that neighborhood in the next few months, in which I will promote heavily once it happens. Maybe. Let's see. If you could... Anime is a mistake. If you could eliminate one anime from existence, what would it be? No Game, No Life. Do you enjoy any sports anime? Is Initial D a sports anime? I feel like it is. I feel like Zoid's New Century Zero is a sports anime. I mean, they're competing in giant robots against one another in a sanctioned event. That's a sports anime. So yeah. There's only two I can think of off the top of my head that I really thoroughly enjoy. Should presentation be considered in any movie or show? While the story is important, it still should look good or good enough, in my opinion. Presentation should be considered, absolutely. That's why I have art and animation segments in my reviews. I just don't think it has as much weight as the characters or story. Presentation, definitely important. But characters and story don't need a budget. That's the thing. Characters and story are what carry your show, your story, your movie, whatever, your book, because they come from your mind. They come from in here, or in your heart, as some people will say. I say mind. They come from your mind. And that's what's going to carry your story. It doesn't matter what your budget is, because that does not require budget. That requires you to think about what you're doing and be skilled and give a shit. Whereas presentation, art, animation, sound, those require money. And without money, those are going to fail. That's why they're less important, in my opinion. Because anybody can just throw a bunch of money and make something and make it look pretty. Not everybody has that. Well, there's something that will start a war, your previous discussion. So you're referring to the fate. Sorry. The Fate. Wait, what about the Fate franchise? Explain that. No Game, No Life. Yep. Do you have a guilty pleasure anime? Pretty much anything that aired on Toonami. I'll rewatch original Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha, which is Adult Swim, but still whatever. If you could see it on Toonami, if you could see it on Toonami Aftermath, it's something I would consider a guilty pleasure, most likely. Do you think God stays in heaven because he lives in fear of his creation? I think that is a good line. I think that is a very good line. That's a good line. That's what I'll say. Writing a good story needs a shit ton of time and talent. Time plus talent equals money, right? No, time plus talent does not equal money, sir. Not at all. I have had years and years to write books. I've had many publishers tell me how talented I am, and that if I were getting published under my own name, how successful I would be, and this and that and all these other things. And I am flat broke. Time plus talent does not equal money. Trust me. Worst anime protagonist that you've ever seen? Sora from No Game, No Life. He should, by all rights, be the villain. He takes over a woman, forces her to fall in love with him, takes all of her money, all of her stuff. Fucking, he wants to have sex with his sister. Well, theoretically, in probability, he wants to have sex with his sister. Like, Sora is just a bad guy. He's not a good person. Like, if you saw him in an 80s movie, he would be the villain. I mean, you could say the same thing about Light, though, right? Because he would be a villain, or Lelouch. But they're smarter. They're smarter in the sense that the story utilizes them better and has a very natural linear progression from where they are and how they want to do good to them ending up the villain, whereas Sora's just kind of the bad guy. So that's what I stick with. Any American animated shows that are better than anime? Yes. Not better than anime as a whole, but better than a lot of anime? Sure. Batman the Animated Series, Teen Titans, Avatar The Last Airbender, Legend of Korra. Yeah, I'll say Legend of Korra. Animaniacs. There's 5 right there. I could probably come up with another 15 if I wanted to, but those are probably my top 5. X-Men maybe. Yeah, there's a lot. If you could wipe any other YouTuber from existence, why is it Freezax? God damn. Wow. I don't know how to respond to that. Hold on 1 minute. I got a message here. What's this about? Don't want to bug you on your important life. All right. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna go through some of the other comments real quick because I've been kind of on those. From Freezax, how big is your penis? A solid 4 inches. Rock hard. Solid 4. That's big, right? Is Freezax your best friend? Well, according to this other commenter, according to Tensei Dragon, I would be wiping you from existence. So, no, Freezax is probably one of the best friends I have on this site. Fucking amazing guy. Teen Titans was my show. Too bad Cartoon Network fucked it up with Teen Titans Go. Agreed. How is it that stuff made for kids is often better than stuff made for adults? Because people don't pay attention to what's being made for kids. That's what it is. So they're able to sneak more stuff in there, and they have to be more clever because they can't say things like fuck or dick. They can't say certain things. They can't show certain things, sex, all this stuff. So they have to be more clever to get across what they're trying to get across. That's why certain episodes of Teen Titans like Haunted and X were fucking amazing, because it was so goddamn clever because they had to be. That's why. Are there rules you follow when writing a story? From books, schooling, whatever. Kind of. You have to... What I do is I lay out the story, start to finish, the major plot points. And then all the plot points that have to happen to get to the end from the beginning. You have to start with kind of a question. For instance, I'm publishing a story, possibly, that is about 3 kids who get snatched off of our Earth and sent to like a almost a Tolkien-esque fantasy world. Very similar. And the question is, how do they get home? By the end of that, you have to answer that question or change the question enough to answer something else. So when you're writing, you have to begin with a question and end with an answer. Whether or not that answer answers the original question or the question transforms for the characters doesn't matter. Also, you have to stay in character. That is something that kills me when I read books and watch movies where a character suddenly starts acting wildly out of character. It takes me out of the movie. And it happens a fucking lot in anime. You have to write in character. And you have to make sure they maintain that and stay in that. Shouldn't have drank so much. Let's see here. So yeah, there's a lot of rules. I might do a series about writing if people are interested in that. Will you watch this Seo movie? I will. I've been drunk as fuck. If I do watch Seo, I will have to be drunk. How many anime have you seen and how many manga have you read? Oh, fuck. I honestly couldn't answer that question. I've seen at least hundreds of anime. I mean, obviously. And manga, fuck, maybe 100, 150 different series. I've owned at least 60, 70, complete series. So that's a tough question because, I've been watching and reading since I was like 13. So, and now I'm 30. It's a bit of a stretch, and you start to kind of forget along the way, What's your opinion on YouTubers like Chibi and Forever World? I think that they are incredibly entertaining for the people who watch them. They pump out very quick, short videos talking about whatever's new, and they're on top of the news. And I respect their hustle. I absolutely respect their hustle. Do I respect their content? Do I enjoy their content? No. That's a personal choice, though, and I'm not going to shit on them for doing what they do. But I will say that Chibi doesn't review. That's one thing I'll say. Drama alert. What do you think is the most misunderstood anime? Misunderstood. Huh. Sorry. Had like a frog in my throat from drinking and also swallowing frogs whole. The most misunderstood anime. Shit. Probably Fully Cooley. Fully Cooley. How good is SAO? It's so good. Persona Time. No. Freezax is a hilarious atrocity. I call it a hilariosity. Hilariosity, yes. Seo's a masterpiece. Seo started off good, I'm not gonna lie. First couple of episodes, I was like, this can be amazing. Then they took it, they brought it over to a set of train tracks, they tied it down, they turned it over, they bent it down, and they fucked it on the train tracks. That's what they did. Like an old-timey villain mustachioed, they fucked it on the train tracks. Megas XLR, yes. Fucking amazing anime. Inspired cartoon. Is the mainstream dumb? Do you have to make compromises in your writing to be successful? The mainstream is incredibly dumb, in my opinion. It depends on what you're talking about. In anime, mainstream, there's kind of no mainstream, right? Because everything comes out and people kind of watch everything, and what's good rises to the top. So there's not really a mainstream in anime anymore. Not currently. Mainstream in writing is fucking retarded. I mean, you have Stephanie Meyer, Twilight, one of the biggest book series of all time. And it's, if you've read it, which I have, because I wanted to know what I was hating, it's so poorly written. Yet you have other guys that are fucking amazing that just aren't getting, like you have this girl, Rob Thurman, she's an amazing author, not getting the recognition they deserve. It's sad. As you know, I'm going to be doing an in-depth analysis of something, and I was wondering if you have any advice on that, given it's going to be my first time doing so. Rewatch it, and think about it differently. Try to see it. Okay, here's what I like doing. Watch something from the main character's perspective and the way it's presented to you. Then watch it trying to think from another character's perspective and another character's perspective until you have seen it from the main character's perspective, like whatever really important side characters and the villain. At that point, I think analysis becomes easier because you begin to understand everything. And if it's done right, you'll be able to see it from however many of those different perspectives. If it's done wrong, then you'll know. That's kind of my advice. Ever watch the Boondocks? Fuck yes. Come on now. Oh, man. And you got kicked in your motherfucking chest. I'm sorry. What good rises to the top in anime? What good rises to the top in anime? I mean, I think One Punch Man could be considered good because it's a good satire. It really is. It's a good satire. It's one of the few good satires out there. And I think Saitama, while not being relatable at all, is a little bit sympathetic. I think that there's some good to be had in there. It's not my favorite. It's not the best of the season that it was in. It's not the best anime of all time. It's not saving anime, but yeah, something in there. You have Parasite. Parasite rose to the top for a while. Pretty fucking good. I mean, there's a few things that'll come up every once in a while, and people will be like, oh, that's really good. And then there are other things that get overblown, like Tokyo Ghoul or Kami ga Kill, that aren't good. What are your opinions on the new Digimon spinoff? Apply Monsters. I'm guessing apps. Man, I love Digimon. I loved it as a kid. Still love it. I don't know. I'm going to have to see it. Again, I reserve judgment on things until I see them. I can judge a trailer, and I can judge a teaser based solely on the fact that they are a trailer and teaser, but I cannot judge a show based on those things because I haven't seen the show. That, to me, is fucking ignorant, to be able to think that you can judge an entire show based on a teaser or trailer. Fucking completely ignorant, in my opinion. Because you haven't seen the entirety of it, and the production companies, they'll cut the teasers and trailers however the fuck they want to do it, sometimes ruining it. So I reserve judgment until I see it. I have an example far worse than Twilight. You ready? 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah, well, it was a spin-off of Twilight. So Twilight was the mother brain that fucking all this little Metroid shit came from. Yeah, okay. I agree with you. It is worse. 50 Shades of Grey. I get you. Do you think that the internet fandom of really anything doesn't understand that any product has to make money? I think a lot of fandoms don't. Like, for instance, Young Justice fandom. They weren't selling toys. And that's why Young Justice got canceled. But the fandom doesn't understand that. And they want it back. I think that's good, too. Damn. Things that are good usually garner a fandom. Sometimes things that aren't good garner a fandom. But a fandom can bring back something that is amazing. We brought back, in terms of fandoms, the Universal brought back Futurama, which is amazing. Brought back Firefly. Well, at least the movie Serenity. Less good, but still amazing. When a fandom truly loves something, they can bring it back. And I think that's a very good thing, but I also think that the fandom has to understand why it's gone in the first place. And instead of just bringing it back to consume it, they need to endorse it by buying the related products, which were the reason that it got canceled in the first place. For instance, Young Justice got canceled because they weren't buying the toys. If you succeed, if you bring it back, buy the fucking toys. Show them that you really do want it back. That's my thing. There needs to be understanding. Gintama. Haven't seen enough Gintama to make any type of... I want to. I haven't had the time. That's top of my list right there. How do you make publishers interested in your writing? What's your strategy? I don't. I was a ghostwriter. And what that means is I wrote for other people. They got to put their name on it, and I did all the work. So I don't make them interested in shit. I had a person that was like, hey, you're going to write this now, and you're never going to say a goddamn thing about it. So, yeah, I just, through word of mouth. Now, with my book that's actually going to be under my name, it was a collaborative effort between myself and another published author. So, that's kind of how I got my foot in the door with that one. Pardon me. And also, a publishing company is going to want to see either your first chapter, or your first 10, or first 30 pages. If you're writing something, you're writing a novel, hook them in those first 10, 30, or chapter, whatever it is that they want. Usually you want to hook them in the first 10. You can hook them in the first 10, you got him. That's what you want to do. Make those first 10 pages fucking amazing. The rest of the book can be absolute shit. Straight up Twilight killed vampire movies because I remember at least a bunch of... I don't know if Twilight killed vampire movies. I think vampire movies have been doing that for years. But Twilight definitely, like, you know, they fucked the body post-mortem. They put it back in the coffin. They nailed it shut. They put it into the earth. They shat on it a little bit. You know what Twilight did. Any names I could collab with in the future? I'm sorry. What's your preferred genre when you have to write? I like what's called urban fantasy, which is demons, vampires, werewolves, zombies, that kind of thing. Basically anything that is fantasy realm, something that's not necessarily real, that is set in today. My favorite show of all time is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's fucking amazing. I know people are like, oh, it's Twilight before it was Twilight. Those people haven't seen it. I firmly believe it's the best piece of media ever created. And it stoked my love for urban fantasy, and I fucking adore it. So now these book series, like Jim Butcher does some really good stuff. Rob Thurman does the Nightlife series. I just got into it big time, and not necessarily just vampire stuff. I'm not even that huge of a fan of vampire stuff, but definitely that kind of genre of being in today's reality, but having to deal with these otherworldly, ethereal things. That's really my jam. Any names I could collab with in the future? Me. When it comes to variety, not variety, in styles and writing in anime, do you think this has increased or decreased? It seems a lot of art styles and writing tropes are being repeated more often. I feel like it's decreased. I think decreased is the correct answer, but also with a few shining moments of just really inspirational, off the wall shit that people wouldn't think about. Like the fucking what's it called? The one about, oh my god, I can't understand what my husband is saying. Is that what's called? The shorts? That's pretty... I don't think anybody's really thought of something like that. So, I mean, there's certain moments, Parasite, things like that, where it's like, oh, okay, there's a little bit of ingenuity here. But for the most part, it is kind of very structured, following a similar pattern. What's the deal with Moe and lollies? Satan, the devil. It's the devil and Satan. And not the, like, cool, like, yeah, devil. No, the kind of like, yeah, fuck the children, that devil. So, that's going to be a gif, isn't it? But, so no, yeah, it's terrible. I fucking hate Moe and I hate lollies. Do you ghostwrite for Drake? No, I would have more money if that were the case. Do you think anything should be allowed in fiction? If anything should be allowed in fiction, as long as it makes a good story, as long as it isn't just there for shock. I fucking hate shock value. It's why I hate A Comic Got Killed. It's why I hate things like Hostel. It's just shock value. Give me a good story. Give me good characters. If you can do the exact same shit, but give me good story, good characters, and make it all worthwhile, and make it all lead to something, and make it necessary, then sure, anything. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, was it good for what was I say? The fact that there's no fucking werewolves in the movie. Oh, the movie. No, I'm not talking about the movie. The movie. No. The series. Is the snob objective? If not, in what aspects is he not objective? I think that he holds a lot of weight towards the things that he loves, and is very difficult for him to see the good in something that he dislikes, which again is where he and I disagree. I try to see the good in everything, if only to be able to tear it down more. and if only to be able to understand why people like it. Because I think understanding is very important. Language, words, very important things. So I feel like he's not objective because of the fact that he doesn't try to see the good in everything. He doesn't go that extra mile to kind of go, why do people like this? What is the point of this? Instead, he just goes, oh, they like it because of lollies. They like it because of this. They like very generic terms. But I think sometimes it goes a little bit deeper than that. And I like his content the way it is, though. It's weird. It's weird because of how because of how unobjective he can be, how entertaining it can lead to. It's very, I don't know, it's intriguing to me. It can be very entertaining when he's not being objective. Cute High Earth Defense Love Club them. Best show or bestest show? Bestest show. What's the best story ever? I don't know. Get back to me on that one. That's because that's going through Greek myths. That's going through fucking every religion. So best story. Thoughts on New Blair Witch? Haven't seen it. Want to see it. I hear it's good. What distinguishes people like Chibi and actual reviewers? Chibi just kind of hypes. I don't think he reviews because he doesn't have maybe the skill set to do so. I don't think he can look at something and go, well, this is good and this is bad, and be objective about it. I think he just gets so hyped about things that he's like, oh, you guys. So it's tough. But I mean, he is young and stuff like that, so I can't hate him on it. And it's been successful for him. Shit, dude. Fucking guy's been successful. Can't hate on that. How do you write dialogue? Okay, this is probably my favorite question so far. With dialogue, first you have to know your characters. You really have to know them. Sometimes you write out a character sheet beforehand. Sometimes what I do, which is kind of counterproductive because I'm not working on the story, is I write a side story with just that character in that world and see what the fuck they do. Because sometimes the shit will just come, like, you don't have to think about it. You just start writing and all of a sudden the character's doing his own shit. And that's how you get to know that character. And once you start to know who that character is, then you can know what their dialogue is. And you have to know how that dialogue plays with other people's dialogues. For instance, in the story where the three kids get sapped away to the Tolkien-esque world, there's one kid who's just a smartass, makes like movie references, shit like that nobody gets in this new world. And he has to play off against like a very confident artist type character and a very nerdy intellectual character, and they play off each other really well because I know each of these characters at their core, and their dialogue plays off of one another. That's something that you have to know. You have to know your characters before you can create good dialogue. Which is worse, bad CGI or bad practical effects? Bad CGI. Bad practical effects, to me, they almost feel like home. It almost feels like nostalgic to me. Bad CGI is just, it takes you so far out of the thing, whereas bad practical effects, you could still feel the tactileness of it. It's still in that world. You could touch it. Bad CGI is like in a different world almost. You know what I mean? Like, it takes you out of whatever it is you're watching. Some of your favorite films. This is gonna surprise people. Clerks, but a lot of Kevin Smith stuff, dude. Clerks, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob. But aside from Kevin Smith, you have things like Serenity, The Crow, First Avengers, Breakfast Club, Shawshank Redemption. Fucking love Shawshank. The Shining. That's, oh man, that question, I could probably go on all fucking day. Honestly, there's so many great movies. Let's see here. High School DxD, one of the greatest stories. It's so underrated. If there's less fan service, focus complete on the story. I'll have to rewatch it and take her word on it for now. Because it was so in-your-face fan service that it literally took me out of the story completely. So I'll rewatch it and I'll give it a shot. I will on that one. Why do we need critics? Do you critique for others or yourself? Both. Sometimes you need to get shit off your chest, man. Sometimes you need to just sit there and vent. And then sometimes you want to explain your reasoning. Because with greater explanation, with proper wording, and with better understanding, I think people are less violent and pissed off. Like, not like in real world, like me critiquing shit isn't going to stop what's happening in Syria, but me critiquing shit is going to allow people to better understand how I think, and them explaining to me their process is going to help me to better understand how they think. And I think understanding is the precursor to acceptance. And I don't know, for me personally, that's definitely part of it, but really the main thing, the thing that I kind of want to skip around is that I want anime, I want movies, I want TV, I want them to work harder. I want them to give me better stories. because they're all vying for our time. They're all vying for our attention, our time. That's what it is. Daredevil's vying against Tokyo Ghoul, and Tokyo Ghoul's vying against High School DxD, and then High School DxD's vying against whatever other Netflix thing, House of Cards. They're all vying against each other for our attention and our time. They need to fucking earn it. Because that's all we have in this world. At the end of the day, what do we have? We have time. That's it. That's our only non-renewable fucking resource that we innately have as humans. And they're just taking it from us. If they're going to take it from us, they need to fucking earn it. That's me. Do you think CG gets undeserved hate? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Depends on the CG. Favorite character archetype? The kind of smartass, badass, delinquent type. I guess the guy that I can relate to, the guy who's just kind of quick-witted, says whatever the fuck's on his mind. You know, that kind of person, I guess. Not that I'm like a smartass, badass, but that's what I feel like I relate to. Have you read or watched anything recently that has really excited you? Recently? Not really. I mean, I've rewatched stuff, but in terms of new things, nothing really. I like Flying Witch. Flying Witch was kind of like, wow, this is kind of a breath of fresh air. Breath of fresh air. Fucking busting out JC Green there. But no, it's a breath of fresh air, and it kind of breathed a new life into anime that I hadn't felt for a while. So I think I'd guess Flying Witch. If we're speaking about writing books, what's your thoughts on Stephen King's books? The man is a phenomenal writer. He knows what the hell he's doing, but when Stephen King tries to transfer it over to videos and film, it goes horribly wrong. I'd rather see his book. I love his books, honestly. And I think he also did a thing called Stephen King's On Writing. It's a book about his memoirs, essentially. And it really helped me as a writer. If you want to be a writer, read it. Stephen King's On Writing. It's fucking amazing. Introvert or extrovert? Both. I guess more people would say I'm an extrovert. But there are those times where I'm just kind of curled up in the fetal position, don't want to deal with nobody. Read the manga endings are bullshit. Agreed. Thoughts on Ghost in the Shell movie coming out? Will it flop? If we're going by the medium of anime movies, you have the Dragon Ball Evolution. Some people would say Last Airbender, whatever. Pacific Rim's kind of, Edge of Tomorrow kind of. I would say it probably will flop. What do I think about it from the trailer? It doesn't look like Ghost in the Shell, but it looks like an okay trailer. Again, I reserve judgment before I say anything, because I want to see the movie to be able to judge the movie. I don't think you can judge something unless you've seen it. As far as the teaser and the trailer, it doesn't look like Ghost in the Shell to me. But it doesn't look bad. So that's kind of where I'm at. If you had absolute control over the anime industry, is there anything you would make differently? Fuck yes. Stronger characters, more diversity, not like just in like skin tone and women and men. I mean, diverse personalities, because right now it's all the same fucking dude. Like 50% of the fucking main leads are just the same fucking Tatsumi, Kaneki, fucking same guy over and over and over and over. So yeah, there's a lot that I would change, a whole lot. I might actually make a video just for that. Actually, have you read Bell Angel Alita? No, I haven't. I want to so fucking bad. Do you like Game of Thrones? Yeah, I do. From time to time, there are some aspects of Game of Thrones that I'm like, but overall, I think it's one of the best shows to come out in the last 10 years. Fucking amazing. How dare you? How dare you, JC? What's your opinion on the 3-act structure? It's kind of like it's the standard, right? That's what it is. It's the standard, and it works. If it's not broken, don't fuck with it. Don't try to fix it. 3-act structure, it works. It's fine. Can other things work? Can you fit another act in there? Take an act out? Can you reformulate? Can you reformulate the formula? Yes, absolutely. It doesn't have to be, beginning, middle, end, rise, plateau, fall. It can be anything. A story can be anything. I think it's the standard. I think it works really well. I think in time we will start to see a bit of a shift. I think we should. It's time to try out some new shit. We watched a new Underworld movie. Nope, I haven't seen the last two. I saw the first two. They're alright. It was whatever. Can SOL work despite not having a coherent narrative? Oh, slice of life? Yeah. Yeah. Slice of life can absolutely work. I mean, 5 centimeters per second. That's kind of a slice of life, right? It's technically slice of life. Kids on Slope. And they do have coherent narratives. It's just not the rise and fall of the hero, which is what we see more often than not in every other anime. The rise and fall of the hero's journey, which this is more just the day in the life of people. Kids on Slope, 5 centimeters per second, Clannad to some extent. Fruits Basket's kind of slice of lifey. It can absolutely work. It can and has, in my opinion. I don't know what a Monica Rael is, and I don't fuck around with Best Girl. It's just... some people know my thoughts on that shit. Are you a Power Rangers fan? I was, as a very small child. If not, are you at least interested in... The problem with the new movie is it's very much kind of... It reminds me of Chronicle, Max Landis movie. And I love that movie. And I feel like they might just be trying to capitalize on what he did very well. Don't know. But I will see it. That's one of the ones I definitely have on a short list. How do you think a review should be structured? I mean, there's really no proper way to structure a review, is there? It's whatever you want to talk about in whatever order you want to talk about. That's fine. You could start off with the spoilers if you want, and then go into the characters, because that you start off by. I mean, structure has to be done in a way that makes sense to you and to the viewer, in order for it to flow properly. So, I mean, you could start off like, here are all the spoilers about Gurren Lagann, and then go from that into talking about each character and why they matter to the spoilers and what's good and what's bad about that. Or you could start off, fucking here's what happens in episode 1, episode 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you could start off like, here are the characters here. Yeah, there's no necessary structure when going into a review. As long as it makes sense for you and it makes sense for the reader or the viewer, you're golden. That's it. Are you Trump or Hillary supporter? Support is a strong fucking word. Support's a real strong word. I wouldn't say I support either one. Depends on your own structuring. Yes, JC. What JC said there. All right, let's hit up a couple more of these comments real quick. I'm one of those guys who came from Snob's channel, and I recognize your voice from Snob's Gate video. That's right, I did some voice work for Snob, Joe Swanson. Hey, how are you doing? Probably not doing it super well now because I drank all night, but yeah. So yeah, I did some voice work for Snob. It's pretty cool. Though the moment I saw your Ergo Proxy review, I said stick around for good. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Captain Condoriano. I believe you're actually in chat. Yes, you are. Excellent. Favorite way to do a review? Point by point breakdown from beginning to end or spoiler-free review. Personally, I would prefer to do a point by point breakdown, because if I don't talk about some spoilers, I can't say some of the shit that I dislike or some of the shit that I love. Like, it's very difficult to be able to get everything out, right? So I personally would like to fucking be able to talk about each and everything, but then you get people in the comments, oh, you spoiled it. So it's a fucking... What I would like to do and what I'm able to do are two different things. Yes, that was you, sir. Ending on, from Shell Vertica. Ending on Hulk Dicks. Bold move. Yes. If you watch the update video, there's actually a 30-second to a minute long clip of my Steins Gate review in there, where Hulk Dicks are involved. Juckle, I only subscribe because of Snob. I said I had to say because I like your videos. I can't wait for you to make more. Thank you very much, Juckle. That's awesome. Persona Simon asked if I watched any Gundam, and then a bunch of people started telling me which Gundams I should watch. I'll just restate what I said there. I've seen G Gundam, Wing Seed, and Mobile Suit. It's about 50-50 shot between the ones I like and dislike. But I will definitely watch out for some Double O Gundam. A lot of people have been with that one, 79. So yeah, there's Unicorn I've heard a lot about. So I'll definitely go through some more of the Gundam stuff. Dandy Crusader. Hi, I'm new to your channel. Looks pretty well. I think that the Steins Gate is mediocre, and I'll be waiting for your review. Like I said, Steins Gate's divisive. It's very divisive. Let's see here. AVGN or Nostalgia Critic? Nostalgia Critic. Do you think cinematic universe ruins film's ability to stand alone? Not when done right. Do I think cinematic universe ruins a film's ability to stand alone? Not when done right. Iron Man 1, right? That started off part of a cinematic universe, really. Stands alone perfectly fine. Guardians, yeah, I mean, that's directly tied into the cinematic universe with the ending and with the stone. Stands alone perfectly fine. Honestly, you don't really need the rest of it, the rest of the cinematic universe. It just kind of seems like it might be a sequel to Guardian coming out, not necessarily a cinematic universe. So, if you're unaware of the cinematic universe as. So, I think absolutely when done right, it can stand alone and be absolutely fine. When you write, do you drink or smoke weed like I do? Could you give me inspiration for all the elements of reading? I do partake in some scotch or some whiskey every now and then when I'm writing, just to get relaxed. See here. Could I give you inspiration for all the elements of reading? Explain that one to me. What do you mean by give you inspiration for all the elements of reading? And then, let's see here. From Love Lane. I came here from the Snob and subbed after watching your Ergo Proxy review. A lot of people saw the Ergo Proxy one. It's a good review. I stand by Gurren Lagann being the best of my reviews, though. So I don't mind the longer videos. I most likely wouldn't be able to join the live stream due to time zones. Fair enough. He's from Europe. He's got college. Not a problem. I'm definitely going to stick around for now. As far as questions go, have you watched any Yoshitoshi? AB anime? Oh, okay. Sorry. Technolize Serial Experiments Lane, Hobne Renmei, and Nai A7, or Nai A7. Not sure how to pronounce that one. Yeah, I've seen Serial Experiments Lane. I saw a little bit of Hobne Renmei. I didn't see enough of Hobne Renmei to really give you any any insight on it. Serial Experiments Lane was my ex-wife's favorite anime, so I was forced to watch that. And Technolize is on my list. Definitely. Technolize has been on my list since my Ergo Proxy review. I think that's pretty much, yeah, that's all the comments from that video. All right, so back to the chat. One thing anime should capitalize on that could grow the industry and reach more eyes. One thing that anime should capitalize on that could grow the industry. Fuck. Honestly, getting American distributors, because America is China's catching up, but America is the leading foremost industry in terms of entertainment. You need to get more American distributors right off the bat. You need to start getting the shit on like Fox Kids, on Disney DXD, on something on Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network, I mean, was fucking huge for this. Fox was huge for it too for a while. Fox Kids in the early or late 90s, early 2000s, and same thing with WB, which is now CW. I mean, get more American distributors, because once it hits America, it starts going everywhere. And then we, get huge marketing like Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, huge touchstone anime things that were brought to America and now kind of became a part of American culture. That's what I think. Let's say, I meant to say, get all the inspiration from reading and doing the things I just said. Oh, you get all the inspiration from reading and doing the things you just said. Right on. I mean, shit, whatever inspires you, you go with it. That it is what it is. Whatever inspires you, fucking go with it. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Unless, it's like fucking child molestation or something. Don't be inspired by that. Don't. What's wrong with you? What are some of your favorite films from this year? Deadpool is my favorite film from this year. He says Deadpool, Nice Guys, Hell or High Water, Sing Street, Captain America, Civil War. Deadpool and Captain America Civil War, I haven't seen a lot of pretty much those are the two that I've seen of your list there, from your list. I've also seen, X-Men Apocalypse, Ghostbusters, saw a lot of shit. But yeah, Deadpool and Civil War would be the two. If you had to review another medium besides anime, what would it be? Television or movies, either way. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'd probably go like episode by episode, like this guy Passion of the Nerd. He does a bunch of Buffy stuff. I'd probably do something like that for various series. Yeah, I think that's about it. That seems to be. If anybody has any other questions, go ahead and put them down right now. We've been going for about an hour and 20. Thoughts on Digibro? Do you even watch the guy's video? I've seen some of his videos. Some of his shit super insightful, super great. Sometimes he's the dude from Big Lebowski. Other times, not that. I don't want to be mean, because I like Digibro and I like Chibi as people. I think they're probably really good people. But I don't necessarily agree with their thoughts and their reviews and things of that nature, particularly Chibi. Digibro, I think he does some really good stuff. Other times, I think he loses his fucking mind. So, I don't know. Sometimes, like I said, some really good shit from the guy. Some of the videos I respect most in the anime community have come from Digibro. That I will say. Are you a Godzilla fan? Yeah. I was. As a kid, I watched a lot of the older stuff, and then the Matthew Broderick film came out, and I was like, oh, okay. And then the Bryan Cranston film that should have just been called Bryan Cranston minus Bryan Cranston. But yeah, that film came out and I was like, oh. So I mean, I'm a fan of the older Godzilla shit. Yes. All right. So here we are. We are at 121. I really need to get back to this fucking editing. But here we go. Just send in all your questions right now. Any questions you got, and I will answer them before we cut out. What is the most disappointing film you've seen this year? For me, it is Suicide Squad. Like, the actors made a great... actors made a great performance, just made a film entertaining. No, the most disappointing film this year for me, Killing Joke. Suicide Squad, I had high hopes for. Killing Joke, I was rock hard for that. Complete letdown. Would you review Supernatural if it got better again? Would I review Supernatural? I'm guessing you meant if it got better again. I would review Supernatural from season 1. I stopped watching it like at season 6 or 7. But if that was something people were like legitimately interested in, I used to love Supernatural. I'd give it a go. Yeah, why the hell not? Best YouTuber in my eyes. I don't think I can narrow it down to 1, but I could probably narrow it down to 3. In my opinion, we have Nostalgia Critic. Fucking think he's amazing. Pulled himself up from nothing. Love that kind of thing. Love it when you work hard and shit fucking goes your way. That's my fucking thesis essentially of this whole entire YouTube thing. That's what I want to do. That's my mantra, is pull yourself up, do it yourself, the old punk rock fucking style. So yeah, Nostalgia Critic. Same thing with Philip DeFranco. He's another one up there. And then probably Jack's Films. Jack from Jack's Films, John, whatever you want to call him. Those are probably 3 of my favorite guys out there right now. Nigahiga's fucking great too. I love Nigahiga. Batman vs Superman. How hard does it suck? A friend of mine, he couldn't have put it better myself. He said, Batman vs Superman is 2 really good movies and 2 really bad movies smashed into one. And then it just got a clusterfuck. It's real bad a lot of the way through. But when you see Superman, when you see Gal Gadot, it's like, fuck yeah! With Superman's beating ass, and it's just, there's some really good stuff in it. And then there's a lot of really bad shit. Freezax just says, Freezax. Alright. Yeah. Alright. I think that's about it, guys. I think we're going to cut the stream here. I'm going to get some food, and then I'm going to lock myself in a bunker for a week and a half until I can finish editing this damn Steins Gate review. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have anything else that you want to say, any other questions? Let's see here. I think BVS had a great action. I believe Ben Affleck did an amazing job as Batman. However, everything else left a little too much. Agreed. Completely agree with you there, Captain. Finish Steins Gate review, then let's get to work on another collaboration. Thank you, JC. Good night, Born to Run. I look forward to Ben Affleck's Batman film. Yeah, anything Batfleck, I'm down for. I am down for Batfleck. Good night, Persona Simon. Good night, everybody. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, leave them in the comments down below or hit me up on Twitter over at Shintao Genesis. And thank you guys for sticking around so much. This is legitimately the most people I've ever had in stream, so thank you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate every subscriber. You guys are fucking amazing. Thanks to that anime snob, as I've said before. You guys are fucking awesome. Alright. Alright, good night, everybody, and I love you too, Free. Alright.